gentlemen, we are close to the big 100, but this is where y'all can go for everything Nintendo Switch related. I am your host today on the Switch It Up show, Seth Trav, joined as almost always by our friend Glenn.
Listen, definitely always. I do believe Mr. Seth Trav was quite out of the podcast game for a while.
For 6
months.
Right,
okay. And and did you people out there in podcast land experience an interruption? No.
Oh, you kept it alive. You kept it going. And that's why we love you. Aww. And just like your resolution and dedication to this show, we're going to let the beats ride. Anamana Gucci. Gucci. A French Japanese band performing chiptune across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, the first game that I will be reviewing today is Megaquarium. It's $24.59, and it is currently available on the Nintendo eShop. A theme park management tycoon game with an aquatic twist. Design your displays, look after your fish, manage your staff, and keep your guests happy. It's all in a day's work as the curator of your very own Megaquarium. Features 10-level Learn the Game campaign. Sandbox mode with full customization and random challenge generator. 97 species of livestock to discover, each with their own unique care requirements. Over 100 different objects to place, including filters, skimmers, nitrate reactors, chillers, heaters, food boxes, equipment stations, doors, gates, food and drink dispensers, balloons, stands, decorations, paint, and more. Plan staff talks down to the subject time and frequency to increase your point income even further. Gift shop and guest facilities, fully featured theming and decoration system. It's from Roch Digital, and it's developed by Roch Digital. Once again, it is $24.59, currently available on Nintendo eShop. Ladies and gentlemen, when you get a tycoon game that very clearly seems developed for, say, PC, the translation over to a handheld gaming system is often difficult and not very clean. Megaquarium does a great job of getting you over from your PC to the Nintendo Switch. I found in other games like Esports Tycoon didn't work out so well. This one, definitely a smooth transition in menu, in level design, in actual architecture, and just building and controlling and managing levels. It really does feel like a classic tycoon game, Roller Coaster or The Sims. All of the different unlockables are very interesting and cool. You get to learn a lot about fish, a lot that I didn't think I would. Hopefully it's accurate. Don't know, didn't fact check it, but I feel like I learned a little something while I was playing it. It's very, very addictive. The music is calming, which is good. It has a lot of, I want to say, unique-ish elements to it in tycooning. It is a lot more about sort of, I want to say, managing, I guess, the actual fish. There is a very, very heavy focus on that and actual maintenance of the fish tank. I want to say that's the most unique aspect to it. It does its job very well, and it knows what it is. A great tycoon game. The one drawback that I find to it is that while the actual campaign stuff was good and captivating and kept me going for a good amount of hours, it did feel a little lackluster in the sort of free creation mode. However, having the randomizer for requirements was really, really helpful. I really, really enjoyed Megaquarium. I did. But if you're not necessarily interested in the fish tycooning, it can feel a little small at times, and it can feel a little limited in its sort of genre and tycoon aspect that it chose to go down. I don't know if there's just a regular aquarium tycoon. I don't know if there's some sort of old school SeaWorld tycoon. But what I do know is this is the best fishing tycoon game I have ever played. That's why I'm going to give Megaquarium a 4 out of 5.
Man, that is high praise for a game that I wouldn't traditionally think would have high praise.
I love a classic tycoon game, and to find a game that is tycooning and it gets in its own genre very well and does it very well and makes it accessible and easy for you, it's great. And having those controls translate over from PC so well, it's just a really awesome and fun game. And anytime you do a tycoon thing like that, you want to be able to lose yourself in it for like 6 hours, look around and be like, oh god, it got dark again. Where did my day go? You know, that was the best part of like a Roller Coaster Tycoon, or even like Age of Empires and The Sims, things like that. And Megaquarium really did its job well. Like, I was able to lose myself to it, so I feel like that makes it great. Like I said, Esports Tycoon could not do that at all. Really, really bad game. I don't think I even gave it a full review on the show yet. And I'm probably not going to. Because it's just not fun.
Oh, well, my man, with the hate that you speak about that game with, it sounds like you are ready to fight and rage, which is great because that is the title that I'm going to be reviewing right now. And Fight and Rage, of course, is available on the Nintendo eShop. It is $19.99, so we're breaking the bank just a little bit. Set in a far future where humans are enslaved by mutants, Fight and Rage is a side-scroller beat-em-up inspired by the classics of 90s arcade gems. In a world where the law of jungle prevails, 2 humans and a mutant rebel are willing to fight in order to stop this madness. Get ready to face ruthless mutants. Get ready to fight and rage. It features several endings. Your in-game actions will decide the story. An explosive combo system. Blow up your enemies with special combos. Lots of unlockables, including costumes, game modes, options, and even playable enemies. Different weapons and a parry system. Easy to play, hard to master. It features local co-op with up to 3 players and optional friendly fire. Nobody's turned that on. Versus mode with 1-to-1 battles against another player or the CPU, or simply watch the CPU versus the CPU. And additional near impossible extra challenges for pro gamers. Again, up to 3 players, supports cloud save, every single mode available, TV, tabletop, handheld, it is all there for you in Fight and Rage. So if you are big on the beat 'em ups, like, you know, from when you and I were kids, Fight and Rage is definitely something you're going to want to check out. You have a bunch of different characters to choose from. I had to go with the one that was pretty much just like a giant bull with like huge muscles. Had to pick him. It's either him, 2 different girls, or there's another character as well. The bull's name is Ricardo. So it's actually... It's actually Gal, Ricardo, and Raider. So I went with Ricardo. Raider, yeah. I went with Ricardo. Ricardo is like he's giant. Doesn't move too fast. And this is a game, I'm telling you, like a few episodes now, you listen back a few, I'm preaching the gospel of the arcade stick. My God, do you need the arcade stick? Because I've played this game handheld, I've played it with the stick, and I've played it with a pro controller. So I've played it with a few different controllers now, and I'm telling you, to be able to move around quick enough, I feel like I just can't make the inputs fast enough on the handheld like that. And I have the D-pad, but it's just not quite the same as it is with an arcade stick. It's just much smoother. I find it easier to press the buttons, do the jumps. Like I just think it's better. And in this game, you get a lot of enemies on the screen at one time. I don't feel like it lags too much, although I do feel like there were a few moments where it does start to slow down a little bit as you start to get not only a bunch of different enemies on the screens, but explosions, lasers, body parts flying around, all these different animations, like all the stuff that happens. So I feel like there are some moments where like it kind of does slow a little bit. This game has this really cool system where you have just kind of like regular. Like if you're a fan of like button mashing, you can play this game like no problem. You can go through, you can get all types of awesome combos, and you'll be good. And if you really want to kind of get down to the nitty gritty of it, and almost kind of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat your way with some of the more advanced controls, you can do that too. Me, I feel like I'm a happy medium. I never like really got into like memorizing too much stuff. I kind of just want to sit down and play. But this game has this cool system where you fill up like this SP meter, and basically it's like your magic, like it's like your special attack. And as you start to like hit more people and do more damage to all these other enemies, you'll fill up your special. And when your special meter is full, you get to like hit this other button, and you'll immediately just go into these awesome crazy moves and hit all these awesome combos. It's a great way to be able to clear a bunch of enemies. But what's interesting about this special meter is that it's there even if it's empty. You can kind of like delve into it, but instead of like depleting your special meter, it actually depletes your health. So you kind of have to pay attention to it, because when I first started playing, I'm like, man, I'm just getting handed to me. I don't understand. I always have my special, and then I looked and I was like, oh, like I have it, but I don't really have it. It's cool that they make that available to you, especially if there's a lot of enemies and you're getting close to the end of a level or the end of a section, and you're just trying to do that damage and move on to the next part. But like you need to keep your eye on it, because since it's always available for you, like you'll kill yourself. So you need to pay attention. And the bosses on this, like they come with a ton of health. I mean, a ton. They'll just take a bunch of damage. And since I was playing Ricardo, who's like this giant guy, like yeah, he hits hard and he can do a lot of damage, but man, is he slow. So when a whole bunch of other enemies are swarming on the screen, he can't really move all that quick, like at all. So you definitely kind of like pay the piper for choosing him if you decide to play the game with him. But to me, like I just thought it was a lot of fun, so I had to go with him. But like I like this game. I'm a fan. If you are into like the 90s beat 'em ups, like if you played, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, even the Simpsons game in the arcade, like I feel like you'll have a good time with this. Crazy levels. You fight in the back of a semi truck on one of them. Awesome effects. Kind of gory. This game is rated teen, but I mean, like there's skulls and like spines flying around. Like it gets a little crazy. But I mean, I think it's fun. I feel like you can't take it too seriously. But I had a good time with this. Again, this is Fight and Rage. It's available in the Nintendo eShop for $19.99. I do think that's up there. It's a little lofty in the price range. For a beat 'em up. I'm sure that there's other like classic ones that are available that aren't nearly as expensive. I feel like this game is like $20 is a little pricey. I feel like I'd rather see it. It's like a must buy at $10. I feel like it should be like around $15. I just don't know if it needs to be $20. But that being said, if you're a fan of the genre, you can be all about it, because it's got like so many different features, like the ability to be able to play with 3 other people. Like you can just play this like you were at the arcade. So to me, like I'm into this game. I think it's a ton of fun. Definitely going to give this just a solid 4 out of 5, and that is Fight and Rage. We are loving games lately here on the Switch It Up show.
We often do. We get a lot of really great games from a lot of really great companies. Find out about most of the games that we've played over on the Preach Network. Ooh. You can get at us on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and did I say SoundCloud?
I think so, yeah.
I think I said SoundCloud. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if any of my ramblings ever seem to get boring there, or any of the games we review currently, you can go back into our catalog by switching it up